I've never dealt with a situation like this in all my years of beekeeping. I've been doing this for 8 years. Holy crap, you guys. You'll never believe it, but I found her. I found her in front of the hive. Just to let you know, trachea mites are the type of mice that are really, really small. You can see them only with a microscope. All right, here we go. Oh, I hope I didn't just screw that up. I have a feeling I did. Hey everyone, my name's Alicia. Welcome to Honeybee Buzz. I have looked at all the entrances of my hive so far, and everyone is currently bringing in pollen, which is a sign that brood is inside and we should have a laying queen. The dryads, I'm still not sure because I transferred I transferred a frame of brood from Mel's babies over to the dryads, and so I'm not surprised they're bringing in brood. The question is whether or not, you know, they actually have a queen in there. I really highly doubt it. So today we might end up combining them with another hive. I'm going to inspect each one. I'm going to do the dryads last, and that will help me determine which hive to combine it with, because usually you want to combine an already weak hive with another hive that's just not as high in population. It needs a population boost. It's very helpful for those hives. If all my hives turn out to be strong, I guess I'll just pick one. We'll see what happens. This is Beta. I'm finding some bees that just don't look right. Yeah, they don't look right. Let's see if I can find one. Oh, here's one right up here. Oop, don't do that. Okay, so right here up top, note how black the tip is and how the thorax is all rubbed off. And there's one, there's one right beside it. They look kind of wet. You see how they're a different color almost than the rest of the bees right beside them? So there's several bees like that. You don't see bees like that. Yeah, there's one right there. It's just odd. There's one right beside it too. So we're just gonna try to keep an eye on these to see if anything's going on. I'm also gonna go home and check my chart just in case I'm missing something. It could be these bees are just really old, because the older a bee is, the more their thorax. You can see the one over here next to it has a furry thorax. Say that 3 times fast. So yeah, it's just odd. Just wanted to make note of that. Hey everyone, I am back here again for another day 2 with my hives. I just want to have a discussion of what's going on with my hives right now. Yesterday I came home in absolute tears due to the fact that I actually saw my hive that's named Aries taking their queen out of the hive, and she was dead. She must have just died. Holy crap, you guys. You'll never believe it, but I found her. I found her in front of the hive. She wasn't this skinny last time I actually saw her, but I found her. She's pretty, isn't she? Look at her golden legs. Alright, so I'm definitely combining this hive. On top of that, in my other hives, which are named Pinkie Pie and Beta, I didn't find any eggs. I didn't find any larvae. I wasn't looking really hard, but I didn't find a queen either. And so I was kind of going into freak out mode already. By the time I got to Aries, the robbing was so intense. I was beyond frustrated, and he's very distraught. I did not sleep well that night. 4:30 in the morning, I woke up and decided that, there's something I've got to be able to do something. I contacted my instructor with Cornell University through the master beekeeping program I'm doing there, and told her the signs and symptoms that I had. I'm keeping an eye out on these bees, guys, just FYI. They're currently being friendly, but I have bad experiences with them flying into my hair, and there's nothing you can do to get them out, and it really, really sucks. So I might veil up. Yep, there we go. All right, sorry. I've been stung on the head more than once. It is one of the worst places to get stung. If they stop flying around me, I'll take this back off. For now, okay, back to what I was saying. I contacted my instructor with Cornell University through the master beekeeping program that I'm doing. And she said the signs and symptoms point to trachea mite. And there are products that you can buy to treat for trachea mites. And just to let you know, trachea mites are the type of mites that are really, really small. You can see them only with a microscope. You have to dissect a bee a very particular way and look into their trachea, and that's where you can see the trachea mite sitting in there. They clog up the breathing tube of the bees. And when there's enough of them, the bees can't breathe. So I don't have the chemical treatment for mites on hand. I have, it's called Mitaway, or it's Mitethol. It's called, trying to remember what you were taught here. Gotta regurgitate the information. So I don't have the chemical treatment on hand. I am instead going to treat with what I've got, which is making a grease patty. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio of Crisco to white sugar, and then I mixed in essential oils of wintergreen and peppermint in there, along with just a little bit of honey. And so I'm going to take a paper towel, a small square paper towel. I'm going to put it on top of each brood box area and put like about 4 ounces or 1/4 of a pound of this grease patty on there, and that will assist the bees. That takes care of one problem. The other problem I've got right now is the fact that it is possible that I have 3 hives that are queenless right now. Or 4, actually 4. Because the dryads lost their queen, and I gave them some brood to buy me time. I saw Aries carrying out their queen yesterday, and I found no evidence of a queen in either Pinkie Pie or Beta. So Mel's Babies, and I named that hive Mel's Babies. I named all my hives, and so this one's called Mel's Babies, and they're the only ones I know of that might have a queen. If the phrase when it rains it pours, that is the situation I'm in. I've never dealt with a situation like this in all my years of beekeeping. I've been doing this for 8 years, and the first 5 I've never treated chemically with like organic acids or anything, never with formic pro or oxalic acid or anything, never treated for mites. And I've never had this situation before where we're in who knows what state with queens. So this is very scary for me. My goal is to be able to find a hive or 2 with queens and combine those hives together. And hopefully I'll be able to show you that on camera if I can get it set up correctly. But yeah, just pray for all this to work out, because I have been really torn up about this. I care about my bees so much, and I just want to do what's best for them. Oh my goodness. You guys, I found her. I finally found her. There she is. This is Mel's Baby's queen. Finally, or she's hiding good, isn't she? Oh no, I couldn't find her. She's about to crawl to the other side. Oh my goodness. Where'd she go? There she is. Look how dark she is, guys. She is dark. Normally they're all golden in color. She's all striped. That's interesting. Okay, so we know this hive has a queen. I don't have to inspect them any further. Thank God. And this means I have a hive I can actually combine with. So that's happening today. Oh, how wonderful is that? We are going to take, this hive is called Aries. So I got them in April. And we're going to combine them with that hive over there, which is called Mel's Babies. And what you do to combine hives, I'll tell you first, and then I'll try to show you if I can get the camera to work for me. You're actually going to take the entire hive, and a piece at a time, because you can't carry the whole thing, it's too heavy. You're going to take this entire hive, box at a time, and you're going to bring it over to the hive you want to combine it with. And you're going to take a piece of newspaper and lay it over top of the hive you want to combine with. And then on top of that newspaper, you put the boxes from the other hive. All right, first we're going to take this off. Take that off. We're going to go ahead and take the newspaper here. Newspaper, lay it across the top of the hive. And if you have a spray bottle with you that you can wet the newspaper down with, that's a great idea. I did not think of that when I was doing this. So thankfully it's a low wind day. Let's go get Aries. All right, here we go. Oh, I hope I didn't just screw that up. I have a feeling I did. Almost did. Okay, good. That's the harder part. Trying to make sure it's lined up with the hive underneath. I'm gonna take the lid off and go get the other hive. The other hive body. There's still a lot of bees in this hive because they just lost their queen not too long ago. But they just lost their queen not too long ago. That's funny. Yesterday. They lost their queen yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and give them a grease patty. Okay. Okay, so that's all you got here. Newspaper, you got the hive you're combining. This will make this hive really strong. And you just take your inner cover and put it on. And then once these hives are combined, I will reconfigure this hive. It won't have 4 deeps in a or 3 deeps in a medium. It will end up with possibly 2 deeps in a medium, or depending on how much honey the Aries has already put in here. It will take less than 3 days for these bees to get through the newspaper, and then they will have the bees here will have, in that time period, in a sense, smelled each other, and will usually combine more peacefully than if you were just to try to put them together, and it would result in a massive fight, because they would all be fighting over whose hive this is. So that is how you combine a hive. Real quick, this is my plan right now. Number one, beta does not have a queen. Show you that. So beta does not have a queen. At least I couldn't find one, and I looked through every frame twice. Okay, so now I'm going through, this is Pinkie Pie, and no, it's not named after My Little Pony. I'll tell that story later. What I'm doing is going frame by frame looking for a queen as well, but I'm noticing that they have a lot of frames that are empty. We're up to 4 so far, and yes, that's a medium down there. So yeah, I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna just make this hive smaller due to the fact that if there's no queen in there, then, well, there's no point in having a larger hive. You're gonna lose the amount of bees you have anyway, and we'll just go from there. There she is. She's running away. She's going down to the bottom of the frame down here now. There she is. There she is. Going around. Oh, thank God. Oh my gosh, you guys. Pinkie Pie has a queen. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm combining these guys too. Alright. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're going to do the same method we did with Aries and Mel's babies. All right. Okay, so these are the new configurations here. We have taken what was beta, very sad, didn't find a queen, so took beta, combined it with Pinkie Pie, who has a queen but needs food, and beta has a ton of food, so win-win there. And then we took Aries, who has no queen, and combined them with Mel's babies. And then the dryads, in the meantime, have a queen cell, so it should be open in the next couple of days. And we'll see if she gets mated, and if she doesn't, well, that makes things more interesting, doesn't it? Yes. Let's hope for the best. Hope for the weather to stay warm enough that I'm able to open them again and see how everybody's combined together, and of course get a hive like that reconfigured for winter, because you don't necessarily want this all stacked when you don't have resources in all of them. You want basically the cluster to be as tight as possible, so do the best we can. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for any understanding and grace you're willing to give me. We are all learning together in this, and I really hope that my difficulties in beekeeping will help you learn something. That way you either don't repeat the same mistake, or in this case, you know what to do when it comes to an emergency and having to make a decision quickly. I don't understand why they got rid of their queens. I'm sure we can come up with many different theories of what's going on. If you have one, feel free to put it in the comments, and I will definitely evaluate it and compare it to the knowledge that I've gained through the Master Beekeeping program with Cornell University, and maybe we can actually come up with an answer together. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a blessed week, and I will see you another day.